Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 5 with a rather interesting set of races. You see, the tracks that we are going to be running around here are all based on the basic game's circuits, if you like. However, the surfaces that we're racing on have been changed. So Datrusskiy has got into the event lab and turned some dirt circuits into tarmac tracks using the various props that you can spawn in, as you can kind of see here by the camera being confused, and some tarmac circuits into dirt. So these are going to be tracks that are familiar. So the Caldera Circuit, for example, here we've raced around on dirt many times. However, for this one, we are going to go racing around it on tarmac. So we're going to do one-make racing for this one. The surfaces are a little bit bumpy, and just keep everything fair. We're all in the same cars. Should have some good racing. We've got the Honda NSX for our first race here, and it is very odd immediately running down towards turn one, kind of bathed in alien blue light. Oh god, there is a little bit of a sticky out wall, I think, somewhere there has caught some vehicles out. We are through all of the mess. I mean, I like this circuit in the as a dirt circuit. It's a good fun track. As a tarmac circuit, I'm going to guess it's going to be even more handling based, which is a good thing. We have a nice handling car. Would it be relatively fast? I'd say relatively fast laps at least. Oh, got to be careful through there. I mean, that is a tricky corner in the dirt. Don't have to deal with any rocks. Do have to deal with a building, which I think Ollie might have hit through there. We got a good run out of all of this. We are to the inside of Amy. We might get this pass completed as we head down towards turn one. That is a lap around here. We are on to the brakes into the first corner. Amy's going to cut back underneath. Ewan and Chris are having a fight, and we got a little bit squished in the middle of that one as they came off the wall. Datrusskiy is behind. Going to have a look now. Can we get to the inside? If we can try... Oh, I've got a Chris in the way. We might finally get the pass completed on Amy if I don't have a Chris in the way for too long. We have got quite a lot of space on the outside that we can go to if needed. We're going to try and open up the entrance to this corner as much as I can. Only problem is carrying great speed through here, but there is a slow Chris. Oh, it's slightly in the way. It's on an awkward line. Can we make this work on the outside? There's a very little gap to aim for there. We've done it. Just got the car off the corner fast enough. Oh, that was close. That was really hard work. Amy's fighting Datrusskiy, and they've fallen back a fair bit. Got to get braking right for turn number one. Of course, we will have better braking because we're on tarmac, but we're also approaching turn one way quicker because we have better traction out of the final corner. So braking zones, it is slightly surreal, I'm not going to lie. Like, I've driven this track countless times on the dirt, and it kind of feels like the braking points aren't that much different in some ways than I would expect with, let's say, a B-class car. But the speeds are just higher. Ooh, we are all crossed up over here. Ewan's sliding a little bit. Chris has actually picked some speed up this time around. I have a good run through there, but nowhere to go with it. Oh, Ewan's going to bounce off there. Ewan might be in trouble by turn one here because we've got a great run through there. And we are to the inside. Can we pull this move off into the first corner? Ewan is going to try cut underneath. Now, that's fine. There is space. We can use the banking a little bit. Don't get stuck on the wall. Oh, okay, we were a little too ambitious, although we've still got the nose half alongside. Chris is having a look. There's a gap back to Gliska now. If we can run it in here quickly, we might be able to shut the door on Ewan for the next part. We can't quite do it. We've still got momentum and still got space to run out wide. It's a long way round that we're doing here, but I'm hoping... Oh, Chris has got up the inside as well here. Ewan has been mugged of two places in one corner. We are through and into the lead of the race. Don't run too wide. If you hit that, I don't know what it is, like a pipe, whatever it is, on the outside, you're going to lose a lot of momentum for the start-finish straight, and that momentum is very important. Gliska's cut through the pack well. I mean, me, Ewan, and Chris did slow each other down a lot on that lap. It's a great fight. There's been a fantastic fight. It's a great circuit. It's a tarmac track. It really is. We used all of the road a little bit more, and did we lose a Chris somewhere through there? I think we did. We have lost a Chris, missed a checkpoint or made a mistake somewhere. Not quite sure. I've just got to not make any silly mistakes. I really like this as a tarmac track. I mean, I like it as a dirt track, but it's great fun as a tarmac one. This is a really long corner. Alright, through this final sequence, make sure we don't oversteer the car. As We had a decent final lap for us here. We will run up through. I really like this sort of final section as well. Yeah, this is really fun as a tarmac circuit. Ewan and Gliska started fighting. We had a good final lap. Don't know if we'll get fastest lap. That final lap was decent. But Gliska will probably have been quick with those as well. We do get fastest lap, but I think that was mostly because we were on our own at the end there. 47.9 for us. We beat Ewan. It was a great race with Ewan and Chris for a good portion of that. Gliska climbed up through the field, managed a third. Bloody hell, just get the finish between Amy and Chris was very close. That was awesome. Slightly surreal. It looked really cool and was really good fun to go driving around. We head to the Jardines Circuit. I mean, of course, not as we know it. This is quite probably one of my favourite tracks in the game. So, I know I love the layout, but we are going to be doing it off-road. We've got the Aston Martin, the DBX, that I don't think we've used. I'm not the biggest fan of the DBX, personally. However, it is new to the game. We'll have a go with it. Oh, one little rule with this one, with the way the start-finish line works, for some reason the checkpoint's a little bit weird, so you've got to either drive through that orange flag or drive to the left of it. Otherwise, it struggles to register the cars. It's just a little quirk. But at the end of the day, these are, of course, custom circuits, and we're kind of using it in a way it wasn't necessarily quite intended. I mean, not the most out there theory, and very difficult to execute. But the idea is wonderful, difficult to execute and everything. We haven't got the right props, but yeah, we're trying to use almost exactly the same areas, which is, yeah, interesting. I mean, I've driven this circuit many, many times in the tarmac, one of my favourite tracks. Can we be sneaky? We actually get a little bit more width on this version, perhaps, than we do on the... I think the dirt to tarmac, the tarmac to dirt will probably end up giving the tracks a little bit more width. You can get away with a little bit more here, perhaps. We are to the inside of Ollie, but I don't think we're going to manage this past work. Oh, Ollie brushed the wall, although they kind of got away with it, because I think we kind of dragged them forward as they came off the wall. Longbow has got a nice little bit of a gap, actually. Got away from Ewan. Rusky and Gliska are fighting. Oh, I very nearly missed that. Rusky did miss that one in the battle. So, you don't see that finish line checkpoint. I only got it just through pure luck. I barely saw it with all the cars around it. Unfortunately, I think that might happen a couple of times, but we will try our best to not miss that. Can we get ourselves on the podium? I think Longbow might be gone. In a one-make race, that is a pretty big margin for a lead there. We've got a good exit here, but where are we going to find a pass? To the inside of Gliska here? I don't think we're going to dive on the brakes. Don't think it's a big enough braking zone. We might be able to do what we kind of did to cars before, to Ollie, if we can cut underneath for the run down the hill, but it does put us in an awkward place, because this is another really fast corner, and we've got to be careful not to understeer into Gliska. We'll be a little slower on the way in there. Ewan's going to hit the wall, and they do. Gliska doesn't. Gliska actually did that one perfectly through there, carried a lot of speed. Ewan is all out of shape, which is actually going to be a problem for us, as Ewan is going to slow everybody down, and it's going to be three wide running towards turn one. I do not really want to have to back out of this, because I could get two cars in one go here. Gliska, in the end, can't quite make it work there. If we get the drive on the exit, we do. We will take second place away, and that all stemmed from Ewan actually making a little mistake and clonking that wall. He just kind of backed everybody up. He kind of stacked us all up as we were trying to... Me and Gliska were really fast through that corner. And then, yeah, everyone got all stacked up. And we managed to make the most of that one. Gliska has now got past. Danger Man is up to 5th in this one. Can we catch Longbow with a couple of laps to go? Gonna be a tall order. I will do my very best to try and catch. It's a hideous colour option. I believe that is one of the manufacturer colour options going on. Can't imagine they've sold very many like that. I say that driving a Skittles car, but you know. There wasn't many good liveries for the DBX. Just going to say, oh, and Longbow's brushed the wall. Longbow's hit the wall and got a little bit stuck. And, well, I said there was going to need to be a miracle. There kind of was. We snuck past. It cost us a little bit of time having to avoid that. Still set a pretty fast lap. Right, turn one. Let's try and not do anything silly through here. As I said, that was unlucky for Longbow. I mean, this is a custom circuit. Little things like that are something that you might see. Just slightly sticky out bits of wall going on. They're not going to quite be able to get perfectly smooth, because at the end of the day, yeah, this is all custom built stuff that we've got going on. Now, I'm hoping there's not a longbow up the inside, because I kind of turned in as if there wasn't, and that would be one of the best at overtaking spots. Dangerman's up to third, actually. Dangerman's having a good final couple of laps here. Big squabble going on for the cars behind. Let's try and drive into there nicely, if we can. We'll go. I like that. I kind of like that line, actually, getting some of the tighter exit. It seems to work. We've not got a very big gap back to longbow. Not been doing too badly down here. It is, again, it's very different driving this circuit on the dirt. It's kind of, again, much like the first circuit, it's familiar but so different all at once. This final corner here is, I think, a bit wider in places, and longbow pushed it too hard and got the outside wall and stopped dead. I think that put Dangerman up to second. It does. Dangerman's had a good climb. I think me and Dangerman started alongside each other, actually, on the grid. We're certainly close together at the start. We've got the slightly better run through the field early on. Dangerman has gone behind us. Something's happened further back. Maybe missed the start-finish line, or Dangerman maybe got stuck behind longbow having an issue on that outside wall. Didn't really see what happened through all of that, but we've got a big lead. All we've got to do is not crash, pretty much. Don't crash, don't miss a checkpoint. Oh. And that was a terrible run into here. It's actually not going to be a very quick final lap. I'll get away with it. We have got a big enough lead. It has been a very, very scruffy final lap. Mute's up to third now. It's all changed. Amy was third at one point. It's all going on back there. We have had a relatively nice time of it, to be honest. We got through the traffic well, and then we got a little bit lucky / lucky. I think that's probably where longbow hit. But yeah, longbow got a little bit unlucky. I will take 2 out of 2 in terms of a victory. Again, another great fun circuit to go driving around. Do we get fastest lap of the race? We do. I mean, it's going to be close, of course. It's a one-make race. Speed Beast almost got us, actually. Oh, no, we don't. Ollie did win by a couple of tenths back there with the fastest lap comparison. Gah. Good race. Good fun race. Unlucky for longbow. I certainly can't have too many complaints from that one. We are off to what would be the Mangrove Scramble circuit, but well, it is all tarmac here. Now, we do start on tarmac, of course, because this track, well, we start on the normal grid, if you like, because, well, this track does start on tarmac. Again, another circuit I enjoyed, not my favourite of the tracks, but a decent enough circuit to go racing around. Should be good fun as a tarmac circuit, actually. Should be quite a fast track, come to think of it. Turn 1 will be a little bit, or might be technically turn 3, kind of a hairpin. It would normally be a dirt hairpin. Will probably be one of the slower corners. The rest of the track's probably going to be quite quick. Of course, you've got dirt and water to worry about on this track normally, but here it'll probably be a nicer flow. This Jag, probably not going to be the easiest car. This is the XJ13. Probably not going to be the most straightforward car in the game to drive. Oh, yeah, no one's getting stopped. Literally everyone did. We actually kind of wall bounced better than most. Certainly not intentionally, just misjudged the brakes massively down there. Oh, it's not as nice to drive. It's not really my sort of car, I can tell you already. I'm not going to the inside there of a 3 wide. So we do have the Hot Wheels sub props. They are available to be used and so on. Whoa. A lot of cars struggled for brakes there. I kind of got stopped. We had to use somebody a little bit. We plummeted through the order a smidge on this one. Oh God, I'm really struggling with the brakes on this car. I think I locked them up that time around. Okay. We are clear of Mute. Now we're going to have to start making some forward progress. I think the trick with this car, oh God, is going to be brake early. There was a car hack going on somewhere. Is that Chris getting carried around? I think it was. I know it was Amy. Getting carried around on there. Yeah, this is a tough car to drive. It doesn't necessarily suit me so much. Got to brake so much earlier than you think you do with this. I think it's because it's so fast, and then you've still got 1960s brakes. Is it 60s car? Don't actually know when it was made. There is an Ollie missed checkpoint or something. I have to rewind, I would imagine there. We have made it through that first section quite nicely this time around. We have to try to adapt to this car, learn this car as quick as we can. Ewan might be out of position down here, although it's going to be, we're going to have a little lift. We're going to have a little tap on the brakes going down here. Try and get stopped better than we did last time around. We will get underneath Ewan, but we can't. So I was going for... Oh, it's not quite going to work over here. I was going for a brake early and cut underneath. approach. Oh, locked it up. Ollie's done amazingly well through there, got both of us. I was just... I don't know whether I got the bumps. I got it upset, certainly. I was just really struggling to get it slowed down. Again, come on, I need to do better than that. I'm struggling. Is the locking up actually is it catching me out more than anything? I don't quite know why on this car in particular, but we are struggling a little bit with the old locking up. Oh, car goes very sideways on the way into there. We've got a good exit. Also got Rusky a little bit trapped behind Ewan there, and that'll be 10th place back. We're having a good battle. It's not particularly high up, but we are having a good battle. Right. Oh, we will be a little bit more on the brakes there. Oh, Ewan's lagging a smidge. Christ, I don't know where that car is going to end up. Yeah, I really do. This is a fun car to drive on its own. I just really do not. Like, it doesn't suit me. I know that's on me, but it really does not suit me, this car. We're going to go to the inside here and try and not wander wide as Ewan did as well. We kind of backed it up on the apex there. A little early on the brakes over the crest. Oh, struggled to stop it, but did get it stopped at least that time around. Ewan is battling and losing out to Rusky by the looks of it. Right, earlier on the brakes here, try and be neat. Yeah, if you get it right, if you get it stopped early enough, you can carry so much more corner speed with the car. Oh, God, I'm struggling a fair bit with the car. The track's really good fun, though. It isn't really... I get it, as all of these have been. It's been really fun to kind of drive around a track you know, just in a different environment. Getting some of these chicanes right is very rewarding, and if you do get it right, you can make up a whole heap of time, especially in these. We are to the inside of Speed Beast, and we will get past. I don't know if we can be flat down here. I'm going to guess with a no, probably not. Ollie's tangled up with AB all the way through there. We will go a little early on the brakes. Speed Beast tried to get... well, Speed Beast ended up using us as a brake a little bit through there. I don't think intentional. I think much that's going on with these is intentional. They are not easy to drive. We are not going to go for a pass on Ollie here. We'll have a little lift on the way in, and then a bit bigger go on the brakes before we get over the crest. Yeah, I much prefer the... I think there's a middle ground. Me and Ollie were both very cautious there. I think we may be a little cautious this lap around. I think, although I would rather be that way than too brave down that section from what we've seen previous times. Getting the hang of that chicane now in this. Still struggling a little bit with locking up down there. We are neat and tidy enough though. Oh no, we had a great run through there. Ollie was a little bit unfortunate. We might have a good run through this kind of final corner, much as we did last lap around. It might not quite be good enough to get a pass done, however. Gliska leads from Dangerman and Longbow are the podium vehicles for the moment. We are not going to be troubling them. That was a little early on the brakes through here, I think, although Ollie's going to bump a wall. Can I get the move done into turn one? Oh, maybe on the exit. No, because we're on a tight line and it's bumpy down there. Ollie will fight back. We've both got okay speed when we get it right. It's just getting it right is difficult here. I mess up the brakes somewhere. Ollie ends up a little wide. You brush a wall, you lose some momentum. Can we catch AB before the end of this race? Ollie went a lot later on the brakes this time around. Got away with a kind of ping off the wall, surprisingly. Can we... So yeah, you want to kind of go brakes before you get over the crest. Carry as much speed as you can through here. The car bounces and moves around a lot. We've had an amazing exit there. Not going to be close enough to do anything here. I was a little too late under braking. I don't think we're going to be able to move up a place now unless anything weird happens in these final couple of corners. Ollie did brush the wall there. Can we sweep down here and get a really good exit? We can't. Too late on the power for me. Again, another great fun race. Really, really fun version of the track. Really struggled to get to grips with the car. We're all in the same boat. I appreciate it very much on me. Does not suit my the way I like my cars to drive at all. However, doesn't diminish from the track being great fun to go driving around. Yeah, 8th place. Not my best finish on that one at all, but another good fun race. For Our final race. We have come to an off-road version of the Lookout Circuit, and we are using the Safari Z car. I have not really driven this at all since it came out. It should be an interesting experience. I know we're going to be a long way back. Looks like Chris might have disconnected while trying to join this one. So we will be all the way at the back of the field. It might be good as everyone's figuring out what means. We're going to have to do a lot of overtaking. Might be good to avoid any chaos if there is any at the start, although we've mostly got it figured, I think. It is really cool that we've got the props to do this, that we actually physically have a prop that can make a dirt. With the exception of a little bit of sticky walls in places, I mean, okay, trees poking out maybe in a smidge of them, it looks like it could be a legit dirt circuit, this. You know, it's really cool that we have such options. It is a very, very long first corner. We've had a good run through all of it, get a little bit of a slide on the way up the hill here. Now, this final sector, of course, is going to be where the majority of the overtakes come. We are all the way to the inside. It's going to be 3 wide. Of course, braking points are going to be a little bit different here. You do get away with it nicely, though. I mean, it's narrow through this part. Can we have a look anywhere past these cars? Doesn't really look like it. I was hoping there's going to be half a gap to the inside of Danger Man there as the trees come down. Oh, we got a little too much oversteer. I can say a lot too much oversteer. It wasn't quite as bad as it could have been, but still. We don't get off the corner very well. Danger Man actually had a really good exit there and got a couple of cars. We've got Gliska behind, not a massive gap, so we've got to be careful. Ollie leads the way from Mute at the moment, although I think they're going side by side into turn 1. How much speed can we get away with? I mean, these are low A-class cars. Sometimes you would be going almost flat through this corner with A-class cars. Depends on what sort of build you got going on. This is a very different ball game with these. We have again got a good exit. Oh, there was a little bit of a gap that we just about got the car to. We're going to get stacked up, I think, behind Speed Beast if we are not careful here. We've got a little bit of lag going on. Don't think we're going to be able to dive to the inside here necessarily. Oh, I say that. Speed Beast was a little slow. Mid-corner, and I think we got... Oh, we did just get the checkpoint. We got a little bit of a nudge as Speed Beast was sliding, and almost got us in trouble through there. Like, not intentional, Speed Beast got big oversteer mid-corner. And when you do that, you sometimes like to catch it. There's only so much you can do. We got a smidge lucky in all of that one. We are up into a 4th position. Ollie might be a little too far gone again in this. We will carry a little speed into turn 1 this time around. End up a little wide. We have been getting a good exit. Hopefully that can continue, because I mean it's important to get a good exit because it kind of carries your momentum all the way up the hill here. Is Longbow going to be going side by side with Mute? We will try and pick up the pieces if we can anywhere. 4th gear definitely seems to be working on this climb. Again, don't think I'm close enough to be having a pass on the way in. I might be able to duck underneath Longbow. No. I thought, because they were all out of shape, I thought they might be slow mid-corner. They were not. They are a bit slow here, but I'm gonna draw alongside at pretty much the wrong point. Oh, that is a little bit different to the tarmac circuit, and I'm missing the checkpoint there. I think would be really easy. We've got a lot of traction on the exit there to draw alongside a Longbow here. Can we get this move? Oh, the wall comes up pretty fast. There was a Nissan's whip, and we used all of it. I'm going to have to back out of this. We are going to be on a very wonky line as Longbow has a look for a way past Mute, and we get it a little bit wrong mid-corner there. Longbow moves to 2nd. We've got a good run, though. We were a little bit wonky midway through that section, but we've got a very good run now. Can we duck out from behind? It's going to be a missed checkpoint if I don't have to yield. I probably ran that a little too close. I should have maybe lifted out of that a smidge sooner rather than when I did. I was hoping we were going to be able to get far enough alongside, but we couldn't quite do it, and it was just driving into a disappearing wedge, and it's cost me. That might cost me a chance at the podium, depending on how this final lap goes. Although Longbow goes wide and hits the wall. Mute wants to fire it up the inside through here. The tree falling down and kind of blocking your view there is really annoying. Not much can be done about that one. It is just a bit frustrating. Ewan's really caught up because we've been fighting each other so much. Right, final lap. What can we do? Ollie's won this, barring some horrible misfortune, pretty much. We will slide a little bit through here, but that's fine because we're tending to be a little bit slow on the first part and then getting a really good exit, which we again have done. Can I get away past Mute here? Is it going to be to the inside? Not quite yet. We've got clear of Ewan, having had a good first corner. Mute has actually got a good run on Longbow. A smidge. Is Mute going to send it to the inside? I don't know. I got a big kick of oversteer where I didn't want it. That has not helped matters at all. We will try and keep the back end in check because Mute is sliding around, and that could be what we want. We're going to duck underneath one way here. It's going to be the outside through the final corner, but it might work if I can put the power down. Straighten up the exit. It's going to be a drag race. Oh, to the line. There's a little bit of a bump. Ewan might get both of us here if we're not careful. Go, 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 go. Oh, bloody hell. That was close. That was close indeed. Ugh. I'm battling to try and keep the car out of the bloody barrier. On that final... Ewan got a quick lap while we were all tussling, as did Danger Man. Ollie does get fastest lap. No, he doesn't actually. Ewan gets quickest lap of the race. Oh, that was a good race. That was a good race. I've really enjoyed all of these circuits. Actually, they've all been really, really good fun. It is very interesting taking tracks that you know very, very well and suddenly changing the surfaces of them. It's kind of familiar, but also really, really weird. Yeah, they're really cool. They're really cool. Hopefully there should be some share codes for those in the description if you want to go and have a go at racing around those yourself. Sometimes it can be a bit funny loading props in, but that's just Forza for you. The Jag, I didn't really like the car so much, but yeah, all the other vehicles were decent fun to drive around these. It's... yeah, slightly surreal, but really good fun. And we got some very good racing as well. That, though, is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.